and welcome to Rolling with Reviews. I'm Will, and with me is the sunshine in my garden,
Sarah.
And today we're doing a review of Three Sisters. Sarah, tell us a bit about this game.
All right, Three Sisters is a strategic roll and write game about backyard farming. All right, so why did we get this?
We are fans of Matt and Ben and their designs.
Yes.
Plus, we actually helped a little bit of the playtesting of this game, so it had plenty of our feedback in there. And it's essentially the second in their loaded
roll and writes.
Loaded roll and writes. The first one being the Fleet the Dice game.
Yes.
So this is the second one, and we're big collectors, and we like the game.
And we like the designers.
Yeah. So
let's move on to what we like about the game. One of the things I've always loved about Ben and Matt's games is it's comborific. I mean, it's just, you do a thing, it leads to another thing, which leads to another thing, which leads to another thing. And it's just so exciting and engaging, and it just keeps you invested every single step of the way. And, yeah.
And she's like leaving out 7 things that first thing still led to.
True. That's true. We also, we like roll and writes. We've been trying a wide variety of them, and Fleet Dice was on the heavier side, and this one is a bit heavier, but we like that. We like a variety of roll and writes.
Yeah, taste-wise, we were always really big into big, heavy board games. Mm-hmm. But over the years, we found that it takes a lot to set up.
Yes.
So, you lay out the board, and that person gets a man, and that person gets a man, and then this person gets resources, that person gets a different number of resources, and cards need to be shuffled, and pieces need to be put out. It's just a lot of work. Mm-hmm. So how do we get that same big game experience that's more or less, here's 2 sheets of paper and pencil. Let's roll these dice, put them on there, and let's go.
Yep.
That's this game. And so finding that experience in such a tiny little box is absolutely amazing to us. Yeah. The ability to have choice is just all there. And I would say with a farming theme that we've normally seen before, it's a lot of big commercial crops.
Or you're doing a medieval farm or something like that.
Right. So this takes that, twists it, puts it in a personal garden. Still a big one. You still probably need a couple of acres.
Yeah, but it's still what they call backyard farming, which is still much more on a smaller scale and relies on a lot more variety.
Yeah, so what that ends up doing is personalizing the theme a bit more, mm-hmm. and I feel more connected to the little farm that I rolled out, much more than that big commercial thing that is actually owned by a king that is a jerk and makes me do all the work. That sort of thing. This is just me having fun in my mm-hmm. backyard with my bees, my fruit, my flowers, yes. and then my corn, beans, and squash.
Yep.
Which is technically where the name comes from, since it's a gardening technique designed by Native Americans.
Yep. Yeah. Three Sisters. Definitely recommend looking that up. It is a I can't find the word. Farming technique, yes. I think, is what I'm trying to find, where the 3 crops help each other in various ways, and I cannot remember.
Symbiosis.
Yes, and I can't remember exactly how it works, but it's in the rules. There's a section that goes over how it works and where you can find out more information on this very real historical method that is still used today, obviously.
Yes.
Another thing that I really like about Three Sisters, and this goes more on the evolution, that this is I don't want to say sequel to Fleet Dice, but mechanically it is the next evolution. I think that's
it's in the game family.
Yeah.
Of loaded roll and writes.
Right. But one of the things that I love Fleet Dice, it was my favorite roll and write up to this point. But it did have a minor issue that, frustrated me, and that was you could actually have a bad die roll in Fleet Dice. This completely eliminates that. There are no bad dice rolls. There might be certain actions or certain dice numbers you want more than others, but even when you can't get exactly what you want, there's always a good choice, and or there might be an opportunity to modify the dice. So that just resolve that one minor thing I didn't like about Fleet Dice, and just makes this game so much more engaging so that you never feel like you had a lackluster turn.
That's right. There's no bad dice rolls. There's only bad gardeners.
That's true.
Yes. Is there anything, though, we dislike about this game?
All right. So, we talked about this in the two-player accessibility. Oops, let me not rip these. There's a lot going on these sheets, and it's small text. Now, granted, I know they wanted it in a small box, and they wanted these to be manageable. So I'm not necessarily complaining, other than if you are not playing in really good light, and maybe you don't have the best eyesight, or you have eye fatigue, or something, that there is some contrast issues and small text. So you're going to, like I said, want really good light, and either assistive devices if you really do have bad vision, or someone who has much better vision. Like, I kind of wish we were playing with someone much better vision. But
then that person would write all the text for all the sheets.
I mean, like, person with perfect vision, you can fill in my sheet and Will's too, right? Yeah. Oh, sorry, that is a little bit too much to ask.
Then they never want to play because it's like doing taxes at that point. And fill in box B with, what was your choice again?
Yes. And so the only other thing that we don't like about the game, and this is really nitpicky, and Ben and Matt are very tired of this, we would love it to be an app, a digital implementation on Board Game Arena. It's partially because there's just so much going on in this game that it's easy to lose track. And like, I've talked to other people and heard their comments, it's like, half the time you don't know if you're cheating. And honestly, you don't know if you're cheating yourself out of actions, or if you're cheating the game by taking too many actions, because it is a lot to keep a track of, even with having a section on there that you can write on, and, you know, write down abilities that you've gained and or number of actions that you have. It can still be a bit of a cognitive overload. And sometimes I would just like that little bit of extra help where the computer says, nope, you can't do that, or yep, you can do that, you know?
Yeah, a big sign that just says, stop cheating would be handy.
Yeah, it's like, wait, don't forget, you also can do this. And that's like, that would be very handy. But that is a very minor nitpick, and hopefully give it some time. It will eventually make its way to some digital implementation.
Yeah, and the only other thing I can think of, and this is not so much a complaint or a like or a dislike. Normally when I play a big, heavy game with a ton of choice, I feel exhausted. This one, for some reason, I always end up energized.
Yeah, it is. It does. I never thought about that until right this moment. But it is. It's very energizing. I'm always very engaged every step of the way. This is not in the right section because we're supposed to be talking about what we don't like about the game.
Well, that's why I'm saying I don't think it's something that I necessarily like or dislike.
Oh.
It's just something very different. And I don't know where it fits in that whole scheme of things. Is this a good thing? Is it a bad thing? Don't play it at night if you're ready to go to sleep because you'll wake yourself up.
That's true.
But then again, why would you be playing a really heavy game that late if you're getting tired?
I certainly wouldn't, because my brain would just die under this, the weight of the game, and my eyes would just go sideways.
Yeah, but we have had instances where we came to this like, well, I think we can get through this, go through it, and just feel better afterwards.
Yeah.
So maybe it is a good thing we like it. It's in the wrong spot.
Sorry, you'll have to excuse us. We're all over the place with this.
Yeah. Maybe we should have played this game beforehand.
We did, you silly goose.
No, I mean just right beforehand.
Oh, right before.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
All right. Well,
so,
speaking of which...
Yes, let's go on to our ratings.
So for our ratings, we each have 1d6 worth of reviews to give. 1 is low, 6 is high. We give a number, a reason why. Put those numbers together, see what it rolled for us. Sarah, what did Three Sisters roll for you?
I don't think this is going to come to be a surprise to anybody who knows me or has followed anything we've been talking about, but I give it a 6. This is now my favorite roll and write. I even feel like this is probably in my top 5 games of all time. I mean, it's never going to beat out Dominion because I love Dominion, but I feel like this definitely is somewhere in the top 5 of my games. Like, someone says, hey, you want to play Three Sisters? I mean, unless it's really late at night and my eyes are really tired. I mean, I think those would be the only times I'd see, maybe not. But otherwise, if I'm up for playing a heavy game, I will want to play Three Sisters. I will always ask to play this. I will recommend it. I will say, yes, let's do this because I just love so much about it. It's combo-rific, and it's just awesome.
For me, it is also a 6. There's not enough good things to say about this game. It hits all the right buttons for me. It gives me a big meaty game experience and doesn't take forever to set up or clean up or any of those things. It makes me feel better as both a person and a gamer.
Yeah, even if you don't win, you've done so much in the game, and it's just been so engaging. I don't know how, I can't find another word other than engaging, but you're always invested in the game every step of the way. I'm even invested in his turns because it's always interesting to see what somebody else is doing, because the dice roll differently and get put on different actions. We are definitely not doing the same things all the time.
Yeah. And even when she's filling out her board, I'm helping her because she says, okay, I got a free action. All right, okay, now hold that. It's like, well, I got another free action. Okay, I can hold that. And then she goes, oh, and I got a free action for the shed. Okay, I'm going to hold it on this finger over here.
Yes.
And then,
so he's helping me keep track of the extra actions because I can't in my head. I mean, I think that's why I would really love to play this. Not only because I want to play it and make sure I'm not cheating, but we have, friends at a distance that love these games like this, but this particular one would not play. It would be a little more challenging to set up physically on a table, use a camera and play on Zoom or something like that, which we have done with our friends. But this one I think would be a little too difficult. But this would be one I would love to play with them online at some point. Yeah. So
hence the app you really, really want.
Yes,
yeah.
But I'm really trying to be good and not bother Ben and Matt too much. Plus, the game just came out, which, by the way, I do want to say it is available if you're watching this live. I mean, not live, when it goes live. It's available from 25th Century Games website. So check that out and get a copy because it's good.
Yes. So this was an easy crit for us. 12 out of 12. Definitely recommend. Well, that will do it for us here at Rolling with Reviews. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can reach us on the various social media platforms at
Rolling with Two. That's TWO. We're on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and on YouTube. Please like and subscribe.
And we've been growing up because we are Rolling with Reviews.